Hello everybody, Mark Antimate here with another episode of Running in Japan, and I'd like to welcome you all to my review over the ASICS MEGABLAST. Firstly, I'd like to say that I paid for these shoes with my own money, so there's no outside influence keeping me from giving you an impartial review. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the price and statistics of this shoe before I give my review. The ASICS MEGABLAST was released on September 1st, 2025. The price on these is about 225 US dollars, 210 Great Britain pounds, 240 euros, or 27,500 Japanese yen. The weight is 230 grams or 8.1 ounces for a men's US 9. The heel height is 45 millimeters and the forefoot height is 37 millimeters, meaning that there's an 8 millimeter drop. The pronation, these shoes are designed for neutral and underpronating runners, although overpronators can wear them as well. ASICS says the MEGABLAST shoe is one of the bounciest ASICS trainers. It offers an energized rebound that makes it functional for various speeds and distances. I concur. Before I took anyone else's perspective on these shoes into account, even ASICS' own press releases and such, I put on the shoes for myself. From the first steps, I said to myself, boy, these are bouncy. And I thought that if they feel this great, comfortable, and bouncy just from walking in them, and if this feeling translates to the run, it's going to be one of the, if not the greatest running shoes I've ever worn. They are just that. Real versatility exists in these shoes. You could use them for everything from recovery runs to long runs to half marathon and marathon race days, but you'll definitely and noticeably get the most out of them by using them for your long runs. We'll get into the performance differences between MEGABLAST and SUPERBLAST 2 later in the review. But when it comes to aesthetics, I could say this. I held the MEGABLAST and SUPERBLAST 2 side by side, and I didn't see much difference at all. If you overlay the MEGABLAST on the SUPERBLAST 2 and use an opacity slider to blend them, they look almost identical. The midsole is precisely the same height throughout, with the front and back rockers curving at the same points. If the upper of both shoes were pure white and uncolored, the shape and silhouette would look precisely the same there too. The only things that really set the shoe designs apart are the crosshatches on the SUPERBLAST 2 midsole, which make that shoe look blockier than it is, and the sleeker, smoother midsole on the MEGABLAST. Also, the perforations on both uppers are in different places. Lastly, the shoe's colorways and so-called painted designs are different, but essentially you're looking at the same silhouette. These shoes could have very easily been slapped with the name SUPERBLAST 3, and we would have eaten it up just the same. Sights on scene. The outsole of the shoe does look different from the SUPERBLAST 2. It has a moderately different rubber thread pattern on the bottom, with slightly less rubber being used. It's a unisex shoe available in only 3 color options. As with all my ASICS shoes, I find it most comfortable to buy half a size up for the best fit that gives me a thumb's width at the top of the toe box and gives me the most amount of room for my toes to splay as much as they can inside the toe box itself. In my opinion, I thought, how could the world's best long-distance running shoe, the SUPERBLAST 2, be improved? I always thought to myself, if ASICS could cut the fat and rid the shoe of some of its weight, that would be the best way. They did precisely that. The SUPERBLAST 2 has a thicker upper mesh, while the MEGABLAST uses a thinner woven mesh. The mesh on the MEGABLAST is so thin that some parts are semi-transparent, allowing you to see right through it. The upper is very breathable. The midsole foam is notably lighter. The FF Turbo Plus from the SUPERBLAST 2 has been replaced with ASICS all-new FF Turbo Squared foam, making it lighter, bouncier, and more responsive. The shoe makes small but significant improvements all around. Nothing in the design or feel has gone backwards. So these shoes feel really good on the feet. They feel just like the SUPERBLAST 2
with some minor improvements at different areas. When I was just walking around inside of the shoes, just walking around, my initial impressions were just the walk alone had put an extra pep inside of my step. It had some bounce to it just from the walk. And I assumed that once I start running, as long as I could feel that bounce that was there in the walk, that's going to be an automatic improvement on my run and make it feel a lot more energetic and enjoyable. And boy, was I right about that.
How it feels to land on these shoes is hard to explain. They're squishy yet firm. They feel like recovery shoes on the feet, and when running, they provide so much bounce and energy return, you'll be surprised when you feel it because you would swear there is a carbon plate inside the midsole, but there isn't. It will feel great for runners with any strike pattern, be it heel, midfoot, or forefoot landing. But the sweetest spot to land on, in my opinion, is the midfoot. There, you'll get the most cushion landing and the most responsive bounce. The shoes are equally as stable as the Sonicblast 2, which is very stable. They provide support not only to runners with a neutral or underpronation, but even to people like me who overpronate, because there is so much extra foam extending outwards from the inner side of the midsole for you to land on comfortably. The only real dislike or concern I have about these shoes is with the durability. There is less rubber on here than even on the Sonicblast 2, and there is more foam exposed to the road surface. I already had some issues with the rubber peeling off on my Sonicblast 2, so if it happens on these, I see the lifespan not lasting as long as those. All in all, these have surpassed the Sonicblast 2 as being my favorite running shoe, and it's pretty easy for me to label them as my 2025 Shoe of the Year. If you found this review informative, consider subscribing to Running in Japan, and don't forget to like the video so that you get more recommendations like this in the future. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if you like this review, maybe you wouldn't mind seeing my review over the ASICS Sonicblast, which came out on the same day. Click here to see what I think of those.